Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another in the continuing non-regularly scheduled editions of your and my favorite KeyForge themed podcast. Of course, I am talking about BeerForge with John and Rich. I am the John of John and Rich. I am the artist formerly known as Menoth John, and with me, of course, from the fabulous toddling burg of Buffalo, New York, we have Beer Machine Rich.
Hey, folks, how's it going? This is going to be fun, I think, and I got a deck here we'll talk about in a little bit that's courtesy of Billy Nichols, so shout out to him.
Oh, hey.
He actually gave me this at the Southern Ontario Open.
Oh, fantastic.
And I said, hey, thanks. And he said, you'll get more use of it out of than me. Anyway, so we're going to play some KeyForge. Shout out to Steve Halterman in the chat room. What's going on, dude?
As a matter of fact, you mentioned Steve Halterman. That's our secret word of the day. That's our Patreon. Of course, we're talking about Steve Halterman. He's one of them. You know, Steve Halterman requested another small sticker. You know, you can get a sticker if you become a patron of the BeerForge podcast. Were you aware of that, Rich?
I was not aware of that.
Yes,
wow.
You can get a.
Can we send him a small sticker and a large sticker?
I asked him if he wanted a small sticker or a large sticker, and he said a small sticker. But because we are the podcast with the most amount of value you can find on YouTube, he will be getting both.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
That's good to hear.
Heck yeah, because we have a few of them, and we're hoping we get more patrons like Art Bogorski or Scott Hebel. We love you guys. We are going to definitely be getting those stickers out here probably tomorrow to Steve because he's the best.
Cool. Looking forward to seeing. I think Scott will be at JohnCon. Is that right?
I would be very surprised if he isn't. Scott is a regular of the JohnCon circuit. You know, we have some very big things coming on with JohnCon in November. It is going to be a KeyForge themed type of event. But before we get into too much about JohnCon, you know, we have an honest to God sponsor of the BeerForge podcast. Now, were you aware of this, Rich?
I was aware, and in fact, even though we have a multi-state podcast, this one, the sponsor comes from my state, just about 5.5 hours east on a mind-numbing highway that has basically no features to look at.
That's right. We're talking, of course, about Troy, New York. Troy, New York, not to be confused with Troy from the, like the Peloponnesian War nonsense. Rich, the Troy was taken down with the Trojan horse or something like that, if I remember my stories correctly. And that Trojan horse was made out of wood. And do you know what else is made out of wood?
I'm going to go just wager shot in the dark here, it being Tectonic Craft Studios products.
That's right. Tectonic Craft Studio is made with 100% grown in a tree wood. Folks, he makes his stuff out of that MDF wood. MDF standing for Mighty Defined Features when he gets done with his laser beams. He uses high-tech laser beams that shoot columns of photons at wood, causing that wood to literally burst into flames at a cellular level. Not many people do that, folks, and he does it the best. Rich, you happen to have Tectonic Craft Studios tokens and whatnots, do you not?
I do, and I really like using him. I mean, I know like he's a sponsor of the show and whatnot, but I honestly, it's a very convenient set. And I got a little plastic fishing lure case to put them in.
Fantastic.
And a lot of times people say, like, hey, what are those tokens? Like, where did you get those? And that's where you go to get them. And I think it's like $15 for the set or something like that.
I know. Really, you can't. At twice the price, you could buy twice as many. But with Tectonic Craft Studios, you're actually getting in each and every one of the sets the soul of an eagle. It's really it's a thing that he doesn't advertise. He doesn't talk about. It's not labeled on the side of the things. That soul of the eagle is the difference that Tectonic Craft Studios brings to your game. And we can definitely guarantee that you will win someday if you use Tectonic Craft Studios.
John, I think in a past life you were some type of traveling salesman.
Yes. Well, it turns out my grandfather was a politician. So when it comes to being full of dookie, that's this guy right here.
It runs in the family.
Absolutely. Speaking of things that don't taste like dookie, Rich, what are you having for your beverage this evening?
That was smooth. I like it.
Yeah,
smooth.
I'm on
just
fire
like
tonight.
Woodford Reserve,
Oh,
Kentucky Straight
yeah.
Bourbon Whiskey. This is actually, I tasted this once and I thought, wow, that's really good, and I kind of forgot about it for a while. So this is a bourbon that doesn't try to be anything that it's not, and it is it's just very straightforward, very smooth. It tastes maybe a little bit better than it should for the price point.
Well, that's always a
Um,
good thing. We like value here on the BeerForge podcast.
yeah, I think it was like 40-45 bucks for the bottle, and it really feels like I'm not a huge bourbon guy. I'm occasionally take a break from beer, but it tastes like expensive stuff, and I can't really qualify that, but it just does. Tasting notes. It's 45% alcohol, by the way.
Nice.
It's a from the website, clean, brilliant honey amber appearance. Wow.
Wow.
It says on the nose, heavy with rich dried fruit, hints of mint and oranges, and I'm not getting all that, but I'm not trained to taste whiskey. Covered with a dusting of cocoa, faint vanilla, and tobacco spice. And I do kind of get the tobacco a little bit. I will say that. Taste, rich, chewy, rounded, and smooth. I don't think chewy, but okay. With complex citrus, cinnamon, and cocoa, toffee, caramel, chocolate, and spice notes abound.
Not for nothing, but the last thing I want in my bourbon is chewy. I'm just going to put that out there.
Right, yeah. It says finished silky smooth, almost creamy at first with a long, warm, satisfying tail. And it does have a warm finish like most whiskeys do, and it kind of trails off. I'm very impressed by this. I tasted the rye when Ryan from oh, now I'm going to drop the ball and look like an idiot. Ryan does a podcast about War Machine.
Yeah, Ryan the Wookiee. So it's Archon's Corner.
Sure, yeah.
It's okay.
Anyway.
We're not obligated to advertise other people's shows unless they give us things.
Yeah,
well,
this is some guy from my local meta. He won't listen to this anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, highly recommend. This is really good, and I will definitely buy another bottle at some point in the future.
Outstanding.
John, what are you drinking?
Well, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, you're drinking Aperol. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the national drink of Milan. Now, you may be saying to yourself that Milan, Italy, is not a nation, but rather a city. And you would be correct. And the Italians don't care, because this is the aperitivo of choice when you're strolling through Milano in the downtown type area. This is a mixed drink that features a bright orange liqueur that goes by the name of Aperol. You can read the words here on the screen. I'm not going to read them for you. The Aperol Spritz itself is a combination of, traditionally, it's Prosecco, which is a sparkling Italian wine that is it's on a semi-dry sort of tip. It's not too sweet, and it's not a full-blown, like a Brut Champagne type dry. Then that's it. You put that at 3 parts. And then 2 parts, this fabulous orange Aperol. And then you put a 1 part of club soda with it. And I have to tell you that I drank a few of these when I was in Italy. Just a few, to the point where they would just bring one to the table when I would blow into Bar Majestic, which was the place along the street there that I would stop at after work literally every day. And this was what I would drink. And it's I choose to make it with Asti Spumante. And the reason I do that is that I think it gives a little bit more sweetness, and it cuts a little bit of the bitterness that's in the Aperol. This is the quintessential summertime cut the heat type drink. It's wonderful. Right now, Delta in their Sky Lounges are putting a little bit of a melon liqueur in with it, and it's absolutely fantastic. So if you can,
really good.
It's really good. Every reason to believe there will be Aperol Spritz at John Con. So, and if I can find that melon liqueur, I'm going to make it Delta style, because it's really super good. But
oh, that's quality. John, I think I need to try that when I'm at John Con, and
oh yeah,
that'll be really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I rolled up, and I didn't think I had any Aperol, and then I got a bottle of Aperol, but I had another bottle. I got a lot of Aperol right now, so we're in.
Yo, dog, I heard you like Aperol.
Yo, dog. So
Yeah, I definitely need to have this at John Con. And shout out to Dan Johnson in the chat room.
woohoo!
I think it might be the first time he's joining us,
Hmm.
so that's pretty cool.
Hey, Ron.
Uh,
Let's get on with your deck, shall we? Because people came here not only for the hooch, but also for the card game.
yes. So this deck comes from Billy Nichols from the Buffalo War Machine meta. Gave it to me, and I looked at it briefly, and I said, "Meh, it's I guess it looks decent." And I played it on Crucible once, and then that was it. And then I put it away. I didn't even take it out of the shrink wrap.
Huh.
And then you told me about an app called Ranky
Mm-hmm.
several months later, and it turns out it's the fourth strongest deck I own.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so it's called Kappa Gamer, She Who Loves the Laboratory. Pronounce it the quote right way. So Brobnar, Dis, and Shadows. And on the Brobnar side, a couple things to note. Pile of Skulls. Each time an enemy creature is destroyed during your turn, a friendly creature captures one. It's handy.
Okay.
Coward's End. Nice board reset. Destroy each undamaged creature. Gauntlet of Command. Always good.
Mhm.
And not Valder. Fire Spitter. Deal 1 direct damage to each enemy creature. And then over in Dis, Control the Weak, everyone's favorite
Yep.
card to hate. Gateway to Dis, another board reset.
Very nice.
3 Fates, kill the 3 most powerful creatures. And Life Ward, that when you sacrifice it, your opponent cannot play creatures on their next turn. Always handy.
Very nice.
And then Shadows. Ghostly Hand. And I don't understand why I don't have this in more decks, because it's a common. It gives you 2 amber.
Yep.
And if your opponent has exactly 1 amber, you steal it.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Miasma, to prevent you from forging a key. Dipno Spymaster. And Nexus, which I used on Matt Clark about 2 hours ago to use his Lash of Broken Dreams against him. He was not very happy about that. So that's my deck. There's no strong theme or recurring cards, or it's just a bunch of good stuff. That's the theme.
Cool. And that is a Call of the Archons deck, correct?
Yeah, this is the first set.
Okay, well, this is coming. My deck is coming from the Age of Ascension set, and mine is the Gangster That Pesters Innocence, which might be the best name of any deck I have.
That's really good, John. I really like that name.
I really, really, really like this. So when I was at the Board Game Barristo, which is the Tuesday night place for KeyForge, and they had an Archon tournament there, a Chainbound Archon, and I had my deck I was going to play. I was going to play my Cranky Bully deck, and I had Chuck with me, and I said, let's get a deck. What do you say? So we each got a deck, and he picked Call of the Archons deck, and I went for Age of Ascension. And this is what I pulled. What I immediately glommed onto about it was that I kind of have always kind of wanted one of these decks that has this like lots of multiples, and that's what this thing does. It has 2 Sky Booster Squadrons. It has 3 of the Xanthax Harvesters or Xanax, whatever. And for the Harvester one, it's a little bit like, I think it's the Dew Fairy for Untamed, where you reap and you get another one on top of it. So I have 3 cards that drop 2 every time I reap, which is pretty cool. I've got 3 Aubade the Grims, which is the one that captures 3, and then as I reap with them, I throw that amber away. So I think that's really, really good. That's a really nice tool to kind of control your amber and kind of keep you from maybe forging some keys. Then I've got 2 free markets. Now, free market is the one where you look at all the different houses that are out on the table, and you get an amber for each different house other than Sanctum, up to a total of 6. So
it's such a good card.
And I have 2 of them. And last night I pulled it off for 8. With nice. Both dropping both of them in the same turn. Another card it's a rare. It's Pose Pixies, and I gotta look at what it says on the card. It's an elusive, and what it says is amber stolen or captured from your pool is taken from the common supply instead. So it's a really interesting card. It's only a 1 power, but it does have the opportunity to kind of protect you a little against Steely decks, which is always kind of a good thing. It doesn't prevent your opponent from getting Amber, but at least it causes it not to come from you.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's a nice, it's a newish idea. That's why I like it.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and let's get after it. I'm gonna bring up my camera and roll my die, which is a 1, and
I got a 6.
Yours is a 6. So you will be going first, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring up your camera and transition it over, and I'm going to draw up to 6.
So while I'm drawing here, from the chat room, Steve Halterman says, "Do either of you have an opinion on the newish spiked sparkling water beverages that have come out recently?" Now,
yes.
I will say I have not tried them, so I can't really comment because I feel like it would be unjust. However, John has.
Oh, yes, I have.
And I hear John is slightly opinionated.
Once in a while. So, they might be the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I've put some stuff in my mouth, let me tell you what. They are horrible. Okay, so first off, LaCroix water's not that awesome to start off with. And this is like the worst LaCroix you've ever had. You pick up you get this like stupid alcohol bitterness on top of a flavor that just never commits to actually being a flavor. I do not recommend. I look at people who have one in their hand or have one at the table, and I judge them for it. So, don't drink them.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, BeerForge does not approve of sparkly water alcohol nonsense. Just, by God, if you're going to drink something that's enjoyable at least.
I should probably have that on Beer Machine at some point, just for kicks. You know?
Yeah, I thought you got over putting bad things in your mouth, but apparently not.
Yeah, that was the bad episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. Speaking of, real quick, as we're ready to go here, Beer Machine, my other show that John has frequented numerous times.
Yes, I have.
We started up the BeerPG series again, and we're already 2 episodes in, and I think Dan wants to wait till we have a couple in the tank so we can edit them all at once, and then we'll be posting them.
Yep.
Features myself and Dan, of course. Dan's running it. John, Scott Talrico from Party Foul, and Pete, who you probably don't know unless you go to Kingdom Con.
Or if you're involved in the commercial industry, you might know him from winning lots of Emmys.
Oh, yeah, you probably know him from that. All right, anyway, let's get started here.
Okay. You're up first, buddy.
I am. What am I going to do here?
Would you like to concede the game?
No, I would not like to concede.
Darn it. It doesn't work in this game either.
No. I'm going to play Deep No Spy Master.
Okay.
And I'm just feeling out where the border is on the camera.
Yeah,
there we go.
I think you're right there, buddy. Okay.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
Okay, so now I'm going to remember to transition over to me. And
nice.
I know, right? This is like professional podcasting all of a sudden. I am going to start off with Bumblebird. I'm playing on Untamed. That's an alpha. You put 2+1 power counters on each other friendly untamed creature. Well, that's convenient because along with Bumblebird, I'm going to play Post Pixies, which we described earlier. That's the one that keeps my stuff from getting stolen. And I'm going to put out Nox. Now, follow along, kids. Bumblebird gives each other 1+1 power counters. Okay? Nox gets 3 power for each neighbor it has. So he gets 3. Nox is now a POW 7.
I don't know if I'm okay with this. All right.
And that's the end of my that is the end of my turn.
Well,
I draw back up to 6.
I see how this game's going already. I am going to play Dis.
You do that.
Switch the camera.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I didn't do anything yet. It's all good.
Boom.
There we go. I'm going to play Life Ward.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I should put my Amber. I guess I'm going to put it over here. And then we're going to play 3 Fates, destroy the 3 most powerful creatures, which I believe. What do you have for creatures? What's the power of your creatures?
All of them are. I have 3 creatures. Oh no!
Okay,
So no, he's 7, 1, and 2.
Ah, crap. Well, that. Oh yeah. So wait, I'm the active player. That means I can.
You choose. So
Choose.
you
Yep.
you
So
kill
yours.
all 3.
Yep.
Well, it was some fun while it lasted.
Yep. And then I'm going to play Succubus, so that limits your hand size by 1.
Remind me to tell you a story about Succubus from last night.
Oh, I don't think I want to know. And then I'm going to discard a Rise. And that's my turn. I can't do anything else. So I have 2 Amber and a bunch of stuff out, and you're up.
All right. I am going to play Mars. Let's see here. So the first thing we're going to play is the fact that Mars indeed does need Amber, giving me an Amber. Playing Mars, by the way. I'm going to play Sky Booster Squadron, Yixley the Zookeeper, Yixley Dominator, who comes in stunned and has taunt.
Change the camera.
God darn it. And I'm going to play another Sky Booster Squadron. And that will be my turn.
Sky Booster Squadron is underrated, and the Zookeeper scares the hell out of me.
Yep. I get that.
That is not an okay card.
All right, and then I'm going to draw back up to 5 because you're a weenus.
A weenus?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep it clean for Mr. Halterman.
Okay. Did you just make that up?
No, I've used it for a long time.
Okay.
I'm old. I'm old.
How much Amber do you have?
I have 1.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to play Shadows. And I'm going to play Ghostly Hand. If your opponent has exactly 1, steal it.
Yep, you can do that.
Yep.
Because you walloped my thing that kept that from happening.
Yep. And that actually gets me 3. Because it makes 2 on its own. And then we're going to play Nexus.
Okay.
Then we're going to play Silvertooth, who comes into play ready.
Okay.
Do you have any creatures out right now?
I have 4 creatures out. Would you like to see them?
Yeah.
Okay, so
we're
I'm
going
going
to talk about video after because I see my hand right now, or my board right now.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to put Silent Dagger on Silvertooth. Gets me another one.
Oh, see, that's the problem with how I'm doing this. I didn't think it through.
No, it's okay. I can kind of remember your board state. Silvertooth is going to Reap. Gets me another one. And that will do... I'm going to do 4 damage to the Sky Booster Squadron on the right.
Okay. Killing him.
That should kill him, right?
Yep.
Okay. Deep Nose Spymaster is going to Omni-Action. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, he'll just Reap. It's net the same.
Darn.
And that gives me another one. And then I'm done, and I'm at check.
Okay.
And switch the camera back to you.
Yep. Well, this is going nowhere at the speed of light. Gotta see what I can do here.
Oh, snap! Breaking news.
Yes, what's that?
Sean McGann is in the chat room.
Very nice.
Oh, man. Hope you're doing good, buddy.
All right, so I think what we will do is we're going to play Mars.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play Mars Needs Amber and gain an Amber. And you are not damaged at all. I'm going to Reap the Zookeeper. And I'm going to put Succubus into my archives. So just go ahead and put Succubus off the board so we can't see it.
It's in your archives, correct?
It's in my archives. And then I am going to reap with Sky Booster Squadron, giving me an amber, which will then return it to my hand. I'm going to remove the taunt on Tunk, and then I'm going to place Sky Booster Squadron back out of the table next to Yixley Dominator, and that will end my turn, and you're going to forge a key.
I sure will.
And I'm going to transition back to you. And this has to be very, very difficult for you to play when you can't see my cards.
It's okay. What are your creatures, left or right?
My creatures are the Zookeeper, the Dominator, and a Sky Booster Squadron. All 3 Mars.
I believe the Zookeeper is a 2 or 3 and elusive.
It's a 2 and elusive.
Gotcha.
And there's a taunt
Sky
sitting
Booster
next.
Squadron is a 4, and the Dominator is a 9 that also has taunt, right?
And an armor, yes.
And wow, I shouldn't know all this crap. Sean, what are you drinking? I'm just curious because you drink good beer, so I want to know. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forged a key. Make sure you flip over your key counter, folks.
That's right. Because
they won't give you the key on the vault tour.
No,
round it is.
They'll give you the business is what they'll give you.
Yep. Let's see. I think we're gonna play Shadows.
Okay.
So we're gonna put Shadow Self out here.
Okay. I hear that's good.
Yeah, it's a good card. I don't think that made it into the new set.
I don't think I've seen it in the new set.
Yeah. Seeker Needle. And then, do you have any artifacts?
No artifacts yet.
Okay. So Nexus is going to reap. Deep No Spy Master is going to reap.
Okay.
Silvertooth is going to reap. And he's going to do 4 damage to that Sky Booster Squadron.
Okay, killing it.
Yep.
How did he do that, by the way?
He has Silent Dagger as an upgrade.
Okay, so it does direct damage.
Yep. Oh, it only does it to a flank creature. Is he a flank creature?
He was a flank creature.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure. And that is my turn.
Okay, so you've forged and have 5 sitting there.
Correct.
All right, well, this is going horribly wrong. We are going to play Sanctum. I'm going to flip the camera back. I'm going to put out Mother Northel, which is a reap. Move 1 amber from a friendly creature to your pool. I'm going to put out Sir Meros, which is after your opponent gains amber by reaping, he captures it. Then I'm going to put out Shield of Justice, gaining an amber. And I'm going to put out free markets, and that there is Mars, Shadows, and Dis. So I gain 3 amber for that.
Well played, sir. Nice.
Did I take 2 or 3? I think I took 3.
I think you took 3.
Okay. If I didn't, that's my own darn fault. And that is the end of my turn, and I will pass it back to you, where you are almost on check.
All right. So, update from Sean. He is drinking Trogue's Field Study IPA, and now he's cracking a Trogue's Sunshine Pils. And I feel like I've had the Pilsner, but I can't remember. I'd have to consult my Untapped, and that can come later.
Absolutely.
Sean makes a hell of a mead, by the way. Oh.
A mead, you say?
Yeah, he makes mead. It's really good. We should really have a mead show and have Brett Painter on one of these days.
You know what? He's been itching to get into the game.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah, I just gotta turn him to the dark side.
All right, well, that won't be hard.
Okay, so just to recap, so what I've got across the board, I've got the Zookeeper, the Dominator, the Mother Northel, and Sir Meros. Mother Northel is elusive, so is the Zookeeper. The Dominator has taunt, and Sir Meros is on the flank and is a 4/2. Okay.
He's a 4/2. What's the power of Mother Teresa?
2-0. 2-0.
2-0.
9-1 on the Dominator. Yuxley's a 2.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's
Hey,
see.
John, when you lost on BeerForge last night, your opponent couldn't even see your cards. How does that make you feel?
So bad. All right, so we're gonna play this turn.
Yep.
We're gonna use and sacrifice life ward, so you can't play creatures next turn.
Okay.
Hand a disc. We're gonna destroy the Dominator.
Okay.
We're gonna play Stealer of Souls. After it says after an enemy creature is destroyed fighting Stealer of Souls, purge that creature and gain 1.
Got it.
And then I'm gonna play Gongoozle. Deal 3 to a creature. If it's not destroyed, its owner discards a random card from their hand. The Zookeeper is a 3, isn't he?
He's a 2.
Oh, he's a 2. Whatever.
Yep.
It's going to the Zookeeper.
Okay. And
he's too much of a threat.
He's purged, right?
No.
Okay.
He's just destroyed, and if he's not destroyed, you would discard a card at random. But
okay.
He is. Let me back those down a little bit. And that's my turn. And check and swap the camera back to you.
Okay, so you are checked.
Correct.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to play...
you forge a key.
I forge a key, I'm sorry, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and play Sanctum. We're going to play Take Hostages, which is an action, gaining me an amber. For the remainder of the turn, each time a creature fights, it captures 1. So I am going to fight Sir Marrows into... is Silvertooth elusive?
Negative. He is just a 2.
Okay. So I will fight him, and I will capture an amber. So take 1 off of you, and I'll put it on mine.
You're a terrible person.
Okay. And then...
yeah. Andrew Grandstaff, you're correct. I did forget to use Deep No Spy Master.
Okay.
It happens. Go ahead, John.
And then I am... So that you're no longer checked, correct?
Correct. I'm at a 5.
Okay. Then I'm going to Reap with Mother Nornell, giving me an amber. And her Reap action allows me to take an amber from a friendly creature and move it to my pool. So I'll take that 1 I just stole from you and put it over there.
Oh.
And so you are not checked, and I cannot play creatures, correct?
Correct.
All right. So that is my turn.
Wow. That was good.
Worked out okay.
Yep. So I'm going to do something I don't really like doing, but never mind. Actually, you know what? Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, swap the camera.
Yep.
And I'm going to play... First off, I'm going to play Miasma, so you cannot forge a key next turn.
Okay.
Update from Sean McGeehan. Mead-wise, I just bottled a blackberry blueberry mead with 25 pounds of honey. It's my first attempt at a sweet still mead, and it packs a punch at 15% alcohol. Whoa!
Man, that sounds amazing.
Oh, that sounds so good right now. All right, so I played Miasma. Next up, let's see. So I don't forget, Andrew, I'm going to use Dipno Spy Master. Wait, no, it doesn't. If he reaps,
yep,
and then Stealer of Souls go, so it doesn't really affect anything. So he'll just reap.
But I will capture that onto Sir Marrows.
Sir Marrows can do something not PG rated.
Yep.
And then, you still don't have any artifacts, do you?
Nope.
Wow. Is Sir Marrows on a flank?
He is.
Good. What's his power?
4/2.
Okay, well, Silvertooth is going to reap and deal 4 damage to him, so he takes only 2, but his armor's gone now.
Yep.
And put another 1 on him.
Another 1 on him?
Yes.
Okay. So he's on 3. He's on 3 damage.
Oh no, he should be on. If he had, I did 4 damage to him, so no, he should have another amber on him. I'm sorry.
Okay, because you reaped.
Yes.
Okay.
And
that takes 1 away from you. No, I'm sorry. It can't. It's your reaping. I'm sorry. It's your reap amber. Never mind.
Yeah.
Derp.
And he has 2 life left, correct?
He has 2 life left.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of did that in the wrong order, but whatever. Nexus will attack him.
Okay. And I'll kill him,
So-
and you'll get these 2 amber back.
Yep, both die, and I get 2 amber. Folks, let me tell you, you haven't lived until you've played KeyForge via telepresence. It is not
I'm
easy.
so sorry about this. We've been trying to figure out a
okay.
way to get... what I think I need to do is I probably need to hook up a second camera. And
maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see. And then Shadow Self will reap. And what do you have for damage over there? Is anyone that's
Nobody's
within
damaged.
1? Okay. Deal 1 damage to someone who doesn't have armor.
Okay. So there's only Mother Northel, and she takes 1 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm done and check.
Okay. I'm going to have to play, I believe...
And switch the camera.
Okay, yep. I don't think I got much choice here. I got a hard decision to make here, folks. Do I let him forge his second key? Okay, I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play Sanctum. I'm going to play Aubin the Grim, and I'm going to steal 3. Capture 3 of yours, I mean.
Oh, man.
Okay. And then I'm going to reap Mother Northel and gain an amber for that. And then I'm going to move one of the ambers on Aubin into my pile. And that's actually the end of my turn.
Okay, so I still forge a key.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize
I
you
had
had so
9.
much. Well, then that was dumb.
Wait, could you have done something else?
Nope.
No?
Nope, it's
Okay.
fine. I would have played Mars instead of Sanctum at that point, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure I'm screwed anyhow.
Yeah, it's possible. Steve Halterman, yes, I did actually hear that there is another group that's working on a new online platform. And I actually sent it to John within like 30 seconds of reading it the other day, because playing like this is somewhat difficult. Yeah, we're wicked excited, and you will see it here when it becomes production. Absolutely. Yeah. Because this is ass. I mean, we're making it work, but it's not fun. I think we're going to play Shadows. Yep. And I'm going to play Urchin. And on play, steal 1. Yep. Stolen. And, I'll change the camera, by the way. Gosh. We're going to do... Silvertooth is going to reap and deal 4 damage to that guy who's elusive.
So that kills Mother. That kills the Mother. Yep.
That's the one that dies. You take 3 of mine, right?
No, that's the one that every time I reaped it, it was taking stuff off of Aubin the Grim. Oh, okay. And putting it back in my pool. Cool. Deep No Spy Master will reap. Shadow Self will reap. Deal 1 damage to the other guy. He's got 1 armor. Oh, never mind then. And I am done, and swap the camera back. And you have how many? 4. Yeah, this is not going to end well. All right, I'm going to play Mars. I'm going to play Combat Pheromones. That's an artifact. Gaining an amber. I'm going to play Mars Needs Amber. Gaining an amber. And you have no damaged creatures, so there you go. Then I'm going to put out a couple of Xanthax Harvesters. And those are trouble. And that's the end of that. Switching it back to you. I love that creature, by the way. Yeah, me too. It's really cool. I really do. Yeah. I told John and I were talking the other day, and I said it reminds me of the Monty Python creatures that they would have on the screen, like for the Flying Circus show. Yep. And, oh wait, no, they had them in the Holy Grail too. That's right. Yep.
So, question Sean McGeehan says, if you could pick 2 flavors for a mead, what would they be?
I don't know, the one you just made. Maybe you want to have kids with you.
This might be a little hard. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to not use too much beer stuff, but mead is lends itself to different flavors. So I'm gonna say, let's try vanilla with
Apple.
Yeah, I bet that's really good.
You'd be shooting for like almost like an apple pie flavor at that point.
Oh, be still my heart.
I know, right?
Yeah. Man, what a boring. I hope this. I'm sorry, this is like a little boring here, but
I just couldn't get this deck rolling this time.
yeah, I didn't really have the pump primed there. I'm not going to play anything, and I'm just gonna reap with everything.
Yep.
So that's another 4. Can you stop me?
What does it put you up to?
8.
8. Yeah, I can stop you.
All right, you're up. And switch the camera
for a turn. So I forge. And I put out Aubane the Grim and capture 3. So that takes 3 off of you.
Oh, you SOB.
I'm going to then reap with Aubane the Grim, which gives me an amber, and I throw 1 away off of him. I'm then going to sacrifice combat pheromones, and I get to use up to 2 other Mars creatures. So I will reap both harvesters for 4.
Oh, that's brutal.
1 shy of check.
Oh, not cool, John.
That's all I got. And I switch it back to you.
Man, okay.
Wait till I show you what I've got in my hand. It'll break your heart.
Steve Halterman's correct. John cannot reap the second harvester because it has a non-Mars neighbor. It says it has to have Mars neighbors both sides in order to reap.
You are correct, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
But that will learn me. I need to read my cards.
I probably would have seen if I was looking at the camera, but yeah, thank you.
I was looking at the cards. I didn't see it.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to play Brobnar. Which I don't think I've really played all game. No, I have not played them at all. So we're going to play Loot the Bodies. So for the remainder of the turn, gain 1 each time an enemy creature is destroyed. And then Punch. We're going to deal 3 damage to a creature. So we're going to cap that harvester on the left side.
Okay, he's dead.
Yep. Play Gauntlet of Command.
Okay. You gained an amber. You took your amber for that, right?
Yep. Oh wait, no, I didn't take the amber for him dying.
Okay,
that's correct. You have 3 creatures left, correct?
I have 3 creatures left. I have a second harvester, and then next to him a pair of 4/1 Aubane the Grims.
Yep, we're gonna play Tremor, which stuns all 3 of them.
Okay.
And then Deep No Spy Master is going to Omni ability. How does that read? Choose a friendly creature. You may use that creature this turn. So he's going to Omni ability Silvertooth, who is then also going to reap and deal 4 damage to that other harvester.
Okay, so he's dead.
And then I gain 1 for him dying.
Yep.
And that's my turn. Check at 9.
Okay. Well, I can only play full Untamed, Full Moon. It doesn't really matter, but this is gonna be funny.
Funny is what we strive for.
Pull Pixie.
Change the camera, by the way.
Yep. I put a Pose Pixie for an amber. I put out Fanghouse for an amber. I put out Marmo Swarm for an amber.
It's a Fang.
I put out a Rust Gnar for an amber. And I put out Dharma for an amber and lose the game.
Oh man, that was close though, John.
Yeah, it's close. The cards didn't come in the right order.
Oh wait a minute. Oh nope, both of your Obey the Grims were stunned. You couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, but
I was gonna say you could have like thrown them to the wolves here, and you would have stolen 6 amber, but they're stunned, so you can't.
Well, I mean, if I had thrown them into the wolves, you'd get that amber that's on them.
No, the second line, destroyed.
No, it says reap, discard 1 from Obey and the Grim.
Oh, I'm reading. I'm never mind. I thought it was a different card.
No,
it was a little blurry. Sorry.
Yep, no problem.
All right. Well, there it is, folks. Try not to put that in the back of your mind that an old deck beat a new deck. I don't know.
You know, it's I think this is a pretty good deck.
I think it's fine.
I don't think it's overly powerful. I like playing it. It's like probably one of my favorite decks to play. This is the first time I've completed a whole game with it. I've been like when I was at the board game Barista, we started playing twice and never finished, and I was pretty far ahead both times. So I think there's some potential there. But as you can see, against a real strong deck like you've got, Rich, and I'm going to switch back over to you. I mean, last night I was playing, and somebody had a Succubus, and then they had Collar of Subjugation, and I had a Succubus from my own handout. And let me tell you what playing against 2 Succubi is a pain in the rump roast.
You see what's in my hand?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Sorry.
No, it's just terrible. It's a mess. I played for the first whole half of the game with 4 cards. Honest to gosh. So
I believe it.
Folks, I want to thank you for watching the show. We don't want to make this show be any longer than it has to be. We yuck it up pretty hard at the early part of the game anyway. So on behalf of the fabulous and wonderfully talented Rich Brotman, I am, of course, Menoth John, and we will see you next time on the BeerForge. Good night, everybody.